Most people never question why private banks feel distant, why they don't advertise, why they don't explain themselves. That distance is intentional. Private banks understand something most public institutions don't. The moment you become visible, you become vulnerable. Visibility attracts attention. Attention attracts regulation. And regulation limits control. So private banks stay quiet. They don't compete on convenience. They compete on discretion. Their clients don't want better apps. They want fewer questions. They want systems that operate without interruption. That's why private banks spend less time talking about returns and more time talking about structure. Returns fluctuate. Structures endure. Public banking is built for activity. Private banking is built for preservation. Most people measure wealth by balance. Private clients measure wealth by resilience. How exposed is it? How many layers protect it? How easily can it be accessed or restricted? These questions matter more than performance charts. Another difference most people never see is how private banks handle failure. Public banks react publicly. Private banks absorb failure quietly. Losses are compartmentalized. Risk is isolated. Damage is contained. One mistake doesn't destroy the whole system. That's why private wealth rarely collapses all at once. It erodes slowly, if at all. And often it doesn't erode at all. Because private banking isn't about avoiding loss entirely. It's about making loss survivable. That distinction changes everything. Most people think protection means avoiding risk. Private banks know protection means managing inevitability. Markets will fall, governments will change, rules will be rewritten. Private banking assumes this. So instead of reacting, they design systems that adapt automatically. When tax laws change, structures shift. When markets panic, positions adjust. And when public confidence breaks, private systems remain intact. Another thing most people misunderstand is access. Private banks aren't exclusive because of money alone. They're exclusive because of mindset. Clients are expected to think long-term, to accept slow movement, to tolerate silence. If someone needs constant updates, they don't belong. If someone wants fast wins, they don't qualify. Private banking filters impatience the same way luxury brands filter customers. Quietly. That's why most people never enter this world. Not because they aren't wealthy enough, but because they aren't patient enough. Private banks also understand that ownership is often a liability. That's why assets are rarely held directly. Control is separated from possession. Management is separated from identity. This creates distance. Distance from lawsuits, from public records, from sudden scrutiny. Distance is safety, and safety compounds. Most people chase growth first and think about protection later. Private banking reverses that order. Protection comes first. Growth is secondary. Because growth without protection creates fragility. And fragility is expensive. This is why private banks rarely celebrate success. There are no announcements, no victory laps. Success invites attention. Attention invites risk. So success is kept quiet, handled internally, measured privately. This silence isn't secrecy. It's discipline. And discipline is what separates wealth that lasts from wealth that disappears. Most people will never see private banking up close. Not because it's hidden, but because it's uninterested in being found. It doesn't chase clients. It waits. And the right people eventually arrive. Usually after they've learned that visibility doesn't equal power, and that money alone is never enough.